So the message today is essentially to be patient with people as they're waking up. Everyone wakes up at their own pace. When COVID first hit in late 2019, the beginning of 2020, we had no idea what was going on. I'm just as guilty as everyone else. I was washing the mail. I was leaving things on a separate floor. I was wearing gloves. I was wearing those stupid face diapers. I was distancing. I went out and bought these big giant tubs of Purell. I was disinfecting everything. It was insane. I bought into it just like everybody else. But that was for the first month or two. Then, as I discuss in my COVID narrative, which you can go click over and watch at any time, eventually I woke up and there was this period where I was very hostile, not physically, but verbally hostile, and a genuine anger toward people that were still sleeping, like trying to shake people. I was very much like Kevin McCarthy in the 1956 Body Snatchers in the opening scene where he's running through town screaming at everybody, telling them to wake up. Why can't you see it? Why can't you see it? And that anxiety was actually short-lived. Eventually, I internalized it and found other people that were awake, and we sort of co-commiserated. But I still harbored this hostility towards people that were sleeping. Like, what could I do to wake them up? Thinking that you need to shake them awake. And that's clearly not the way to do it. And the crazy thing is I was being met with that same equal and opposite hostility from people who were asleep, who were trying to, in their mind, wake me up to the craziness. And it was just insanity. So that sort of went on for quite a while. It wasn't until the tide shifted into recently. Now, there are still people who are asleep, but more people than not kind of recognize now that we were lied to about the vaccine. We were lied to about COVID. We were lied to about so many things. Some people are still asleep, but the vast majority of people are finally starting to wake up at some level or not. Do we still walk around and see people with masks? Yes. Are there still people running out, cannot wait to get the next vaccine? Sure. But by and large, the majority of people are now starting to come over. That's not the point that I was making, though. The point that I was making is actually quite trippy. About 5 months ago, my wife and I are having dinner with this couple, friends of ours that we met who are awake, and we get along and we agree and we see the world the same way, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And we were sharing COVID stories at dinner. And I was talking about how it was only a month or two before we were touched by a higher power and we saw the light and we came through. And the craziest thing was both of them, the husband and wife, incredibly sweet people, shared their story. And they were in England at the time. And they never bought into the story, not even for a second. So you talk about God just letting you know. They never fell for any of this garbage. And oh my, did I feel stupid. And looking back on it, all that anger and hostility I felt for the people that were asleep and for the people that are still asleep. Boy, was I wrong. That's an incredibly strange place for me to be living. Acknowledging how wrong I was in not being patient, because these people would have looked at me in those first 2 months and thought how stupid I was. So the message couldn't be clearer. Be patient. Everyone wakes up at their own pace. It's our job to help and educate as many people as we can. Remember, as we go through this, you are not alone. God bless you and stay frosty, my friends.